What's up, people? It's your guy Big Eddie, and what a statement that Coach Arteta and the Arsenal boys had to make this weekend when we played Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane. And I know many pundits and so many football fans all over the world, more so our rivals, thought that probably Tottenham was going to derail us from achieving or getting maximum points. But kudos to the boys, kudos to our coach Arteta by ensuring that we collect maximum points, even though we had that pressure at some point towards the end of the game, the 90 minutes or extra minutes that were added, the 6 minutes. We had that tension that was too much to hold, too much to handle, and probably we thought that probably Tottenham was going to draw, the game was going to end in a draw. But the boys were up to the game, the team was up to the game, and we ended up collecting maximum points. And what did we learn from this game? Indeed, personally, I thought I will say that we are still in contention for this league, EPL 2023-2024. We are still in contention, and I don't see the reason as to why you cannot, at the end of the season, be crowned as English Premier League champions. I know Manchester City still got one game to go. They are behind us with 1 point. Yes, they are at 79. We are at 80 points. But I know we still have good games. We have games that we are playing. They have very tough games as well. They are playing away in a number of games. And most of these games that they are playing, these are teams that are in the mid-table. And these are the teams that also want to achieve something at the end of the day. They are also, remember, they are also playing Tottenham Hotspur, which Tottenham, they are also trying to qualify for Champions League. And I know the Tottenham Hotspur, they are going to push, because you see, City are going to White Hart Lane. And the way they pushed us, they are going to also to push Manchester City. And anything can happen. It's all about City to get a draw, and we collect maximum points from the games that are remaining. Note we are having the games that we are remaining with. We are playing Bournemouth, and then we'll be playing Manchester United, and then we'll finish this season playing Everton at home at Emirates Stadium. And I know we are up to task, our boys are up to task, and we can collect the maximum points from the remaining games. And in the game, as the game started, our boys were so composed, the team was so composed, a little bit pressure here and there. You see, Raya, because of the pressure that he had to go to make a silly mistake, and he was punished because of that silly mistake. And you see, because of that, the pressure that Tottenham came in the second half, it really made us to get so much pressure for even for us making silly mistakes, to a point whereby they even got a penalty. That was silly of us, but kudos to the boys. They realized their mistake, and they had to ensure that they defend well, they defend so well, and at the end of the day, we were able to get the maximum points that we wanted to get. And the game was so good. I can't remember when the goal that our star boy scored. Wow, that was a wonderful goal from Bukayo Saka. And it is always a privilege. It's always an honor when you score a goal in a derby. And this being a Northern London derby, as Bukayo Saka had to prove that indeed he's a star boy in Northern London, and that's why he had to score that goal. And what a pass from Havertz himself. King Kai had to give that wonderful pass for Saka to score. And to me, I say that was a wonderful pass from Havertz himself to give it to Saka, and then Saka scoring. That was superb. That was so wonderful from the boys. And indeed, they were so proud, and to say that they're really representing the badge, that is Arsenal Football Club. And Havertz himself, what an investment that you had to make. I was one among the people that probably thought that we were being scammed by Chelsea, buying someone at 60 million, and probably this is a person that has not performed so well in Chelsea. But always, as they always say, a coach sees something that probably us as fans we never saw in Havertz. And when he brought him, he was so confident about Havertz, and he's giving him chances even when the time when he was not performing. Remember, in the beginning of the season, Havertz was not performing. He was given chance day in, day out. But the coach never lost hope in Havertz, and you see the kind of games that he's scoring, the kind of assists that he's giving, and indeed, this is a wonderful investment that the coach Arteta did by bringing Havertz. And you see the things that he's doing. You see the goal that he scored, the third goal, and indeed that was my prayer even before when the game was going on. At some point, I remember I was watching this game with my wife, and I told my wife that if we can go and get a third goal going to the halftime, then that will mean that we are coming to the second half with higher goals and will be more confident. But you see, even how Tottenham themselves, even after we went into the dressing room, at halftime, having going ahead, being ahead of them with 3 goals, they still brought the pressure to us. And because of that pressure that was brought to us, we had to, our goalkeeper, Raya, had to make silly mistake. Indeed, that was a silly mistake from Raya. I didn't expect that from him, that he had no pressure whatsoever. The ball that he was given, the back pass that he was given, if he thought, if according probably, if him Araya thought that probably he was in any pressure, then he would have kicked the ball out of play for a throwing. But giving a ball to an opponent player, that was silly of him, and he had to redeem himself in the subsequent saves that he made. That was so good of him, and also that was so good from the boys. Despite the pressure that they had, even after Tottenham scored the second goal through a penalty from Song, still the boys had to prove that indeed this is a team that is different from the years that has passed, and they had to indeed put to contain that pressure from Tottenham. And at the end of the day, we were able to collect maximum 3 points, and that makes us still to be on top of the English Premier League. And what are we supposed to do now as a team going forward? Mine, as I've said earlier, is that we need to collect maximum points in the remaining games if at all we want to win this league. And if we so do that, then I'm so sure City are behind us. And the moment we collect 3 points from the games that are ahead of us, then you never know. Maybe they might slip, because you see, City have teams, very difficult games that they are playing. They are playing West Ham. They have a game with West Ham. They have a game with, actually they're starting a thing with Wolves this weekend. That's another tough game that City is playing. And you never know what can happen. They can lose points. As I've said, if they get a draw, good for us, and we collect all our points, all maximum points from the 3 games that we are remaining with, then we'll be crowned champions of England. If they lose against probably West Ham, then we are good to go. If they lose against Tottenham, we are good to go. So, guys, our team needs to continue that pressure. They need to continue that momentum to play as if they're playing for their lives. The remaining games, we need to play as if we're playing for our lives. And if we do that, I know that you're going to be crowned champions of England at the end of the season. People, wherever you're watching this from, kindly subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if there's any comment that you have about our team, Arsenal, and about English Premier League. Just leave a comment on the comment section. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I really appreciate it. Till next time, goodbye and adios.